show today. I'm your host, Michelle Vane DePass. Are you watching your pennies? Because if you are, you're not alone. And Dawn Edwards, author of Secondhand Roses, The Junktiquing Road, has been saving her pennies for years, and she's an expert on junk. Welcome to the show, Dawn.
Well, thank you, Michelle, for having me. I'm really grateful to be here today.
Dawn, here's your book. It's a fabulous book. It talks about how you are an expert on junk and saving pennies. Tell me, what started you on your quest for getting secondhand treasures?
Well, to be real honest, Michelle, it started when I was a little girl walking home from school one day, and someone had put out a box of stuff. And little kids are curious naturally, and I reached my hand into the box and found a very old World War II medal. And it got me thinking about the backstory of who this Grandpa Charlie was that the tag said it owned it previously. And it kind of got me started on this whole secondhand stuff and things that have been there before. And from there, it kind of snowballed.
It snowballed, it did. Thrifting is really becoming fashionable because so many people are watching their pennies. When I go to the local thrift store, I see parking lots just full. Is that new? And do you find that most people are really going to thrift stores now?
Well, I'll tell you, Michelle, what used to happen when I used to go to the thrift stores, it was just kind of quirky teenagers wanting some old LPs and little old ladies looking for little junky little trinkets or something. And now I've noticed that the parking lot has got, instead of just usual the beater cars or whatever, you've got like SUVs there, sports cars, late model cars, and like what we would call more mainstream people shopping there. So we're getting a whole different clientele, and it's, you know, those of us who are regulars are noticing that. I've noticed in the last few years, definitely.
People are really looking for not just bargains and to save pennies, but that special something that they think they can resell and make a lot of money on. Does that ever happen when you go to the thrift store?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I know people who go to thrift stores and secondhand venues all the time. eBay is a good venue for them after they picked up something at the thrift store. In fact, myself, I just bought a Marco Bugiani purse for $3 and resold it for $35 on eBay.
Wow. And you talk about how to do that and how you've come to do this in your book. One of the most amusing chapters in your book is your obsession with the back. What is the back?
Well, the back is what I call in my book the Aladdin's cave of a thrift store. What happens is generally someone is going to go around and donate whatever they're unloading, could be just garage sale leftovers. And in a good neighborhood, like I'm sure where you live, there's what we call the very affluent neighborhoods. There's one out here called Naperville, and people will drop off some fabulous things. And so it goes in the back to be processed by the workers, and then it comes out into the sales floor, and that comes out onto these carts. And there are people who I call regulars, myself included, who will sometimes hover near the back and wait for these things to come out.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. I can just imagine like on Black Thursday when everybody is waiting for the sales after Thanksgiving and people are stampeding to get the good deals. Is that what happens, or are there kind of unofficial rules to go after the stuff on this cart?
Well, you are certainly very titillated by what's on the cart. Sometimes I have myself seen things and I think, ooh, you know, I just got to get to that before the next guy does. But the rules are that you are not to pick off the cart. And sometimes the rules are posted and sometimes they're not posted. But if you are going to violate that rule, you will find yourself probably at least, to the very least, getting yelled at and at the very most getting thrown out of the store. So
Okay.
It is not done.
It's a good thing that we check in with you first. So one last question. If you won the lottery, would you still be thrifting and saving pennies?
Absolutely. You know, I probably would just have a bigger pocketbook to go and buy probably the entire store. And I have walked out of Goodwill. Sometimes I've had a windfall of $50, and I've bought quite a lot of things. And I think if I have 500, I could imagine what I could walk away with that day. So definitely I would continue my ways.
Good thing you resell the stuff, because I imagine your house is just chock full, but I know that you resell a lot of this stuff. Dawn, it's been a pleasure. Your book again, right here, it's a beautiful book, very well laid out, easy to read. Secondhand Roses, The Junktiquing Road. Thank you so much for being a guest with me today.
Thank you, Michelle, for having me. Have a good day. Thanks.